Try to fool me with your slick words, Doc. I've read about you sick ritual killers from back east. Men from better backgrounds who are bored with life, who play with it at their leisure. They're kind of odd, like you.
Well, if he's the killer, the judge will make sure.
The judge will make sure he winds up on the loose. Prisons can't hold these people for long. They're too crafty. No, we gotta handle this the old-fashioned way. Boys, it's time for a hanging.
I'm not gonna let you do this, James. Remember the last time.
Either you're with us or against us, Sheriff. Right, boys?
Yeah!
Take him!
No!
Now wait just a minute!
Make sure that rope is firmly around his neck. I want to make this clean.
James, stop this.
And let Sheila's killer get away? No! Doctor, any last words?
It's amazing you people ever made it to the 20th century, let alone beyond.
That's not what I would have said. Let's do it, boys.
Yeah!
No!
What the?
If you don't want the next shot between your eyes, Deputy, I'd suggest letting that man down from there.
Who's that? Dan Connell? Get out of here, boy. This doesn't concern you.
If it involves hanging an innocent man, it does. I gotta make sure you don't make the same mistake again, Deputy.
Dan, leave this to me. There's nothing you can do here.
I've got a gun, Sheriff, and it's aimed at your deputy right now.
You're getting in the way of justice, boy.
Am I? Was it justice when you hung my brother, Deputy?
That was a mistake.
And how do you know this isn't?
He slaughtered the Hansen family.
Did you see him do it?
No, but...
Did any of you see him do it? Then you have no right to hang this man. Let the justice system try him, the way all men should be tried.
James, let him down.
I don't mean to sound pushy, but if someone can make up their mind...
Get him down!
Thank you. That's much better.
He was there. You said so, Sheriff.
And the doctor agreed to come into town on his own volition. That puts him in a good light in my book.
Go home, all of you! Let the sheriff deal with this. What if the man did do it?
We have strong penalties for such crimes. He'll hang by the rope. Now go!
Deputy?
All right. Go back to town. I'll let you know what happens.
Let's go, boys. Drinks are on me.
I want to thank you, Mr.
Connell. Daniel Connell. I couldn't let the deputy get away with killing a man who may be innocent.
The doctor is innocent.
And I could prove it too, if I didn't have to spend time answering a bunch of questions. I was trying to find some answers myself when we were interrupted.
Are you a medical doctor?
I have some training. There were some peculiarities about the way the Hansen family died. I'd like to go back there and have another look around.
We can arrange for you to go back in the morning, Doctor. For now, I'd like you to come with me into town.
Every second you waste on questioning me, Sheriff, lets the real killer get away.
What have you got to lose? You can stand right beside him and watch the entire time.
I really don't have time to do that. I've got to arrange for the burial of the family with the church.
All the more reason you've got to let me continue my investigations. If you move the bodies, I'll never be able to give you any answers that make sense to you.
I'll stay with him, Sheriff.
You?
Yes, I'll take responsibility. Please, you know I'm a law student, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's you can't build a case unless you have proper evidence. If you just bury the family, we'll never know what really happened.
You're not gonna let him go, are you, Sheriff?
You must not upset the remains, Doctor.
I promise. I'll treat them with the utmost respect.
All right. You've got until I return from town with the clergy. If you don't come up with something positive to clear yourself, Doctor, I'm gonna have to take you in.
You can't let him go back, Sheriff.
I can, and I am.
Then I'm going with him.
No. I trust Dan to handle this himself. You had your chance, James.
But...
Come on. Remember, Dan, you've got until I get back.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yeah!
I want to thank you again, Mr. Connell. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
It's my belief in the legal system that saved you, Doctor. For now.
It won't be long before the sheriff gets back, right? So we better go. This place gives me the creeps.
The Hansens were the friendliest people in town. Who could have done this?
Very interesting.
What's that thing you got there, Doctor? Something from that Edison fellow?
Daniel, how come you're such a weakness for hard luck cases?
I'm sorry, I don't follow you.
I mean, what made you speak up the way you did for the doctor? What did you mean about your brother?
My brother was wrongly accused of raping and killing his fiancée. He was the last person seen near her home, and her father was so incensed that his little girl had been violated, he managed to stir up a number of the townfolk, including the deputy. He formed a posse to get my brother, who ran in panic. When they caught up to him, they strung him up. He wasn't even allowed to tell his side of the story. At the same time this was going on, the real rapist tried to get the blacksmith's wife. She was a big woman with a strong right hook. She clocked him good. But it was too late. My brother was already dead.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Ever since then, I've had a great deal of respect for the law, the idea of innocent until proven guilty. But I must admit, the doctor makes the perfect suspect in a case like this.
He does?
Well, sure. Look at him. He's oddly dressed, a stranger in town, and no real alibi. It's no wonder the deputy was out for blood.
Plus his love for Mrs. Hansen.
How did you know about that?
You could see it in the way he talks about the family. Passion in his voice. It's almost as though they were his. He was fond of Mrs. Hansen, wasn't he?
There's no great secret in town.
I thought so. Eureka!
What is it?
I've got a lock on the point of origination for the time corridor. Come on.
Time corridor? I don't understand.
I know where the killers are, my friend. This is where we part company.
Now wait just a minute, Doctor. You're my responsibility. You can't just walk away from here.
I wasn't planning on walking away, Daniel. But where I'm going is much too dangerous for you.
But not for the young lady?
Hey, I could handle myself.
Dare is a very special person.
Well, special or not, if she can go, so can I. Otherwise, you don't leave here.
All right. Let me show you something first.
What are you doing? You said you weren't going to touch the bodies.
The bodies will be totally disintegrated by the time the sheriff gets back. I just want you to look at Mr. Hansen's body. Are you familiar with human anatomy?
I took biology in school.
Good. Watch this.
Oh, Doctor, do I have to watch?
No. Wait outside. Make sure no one is coming.
I don't know if you should be doing this. It's not right.
I'm just pushing aside the chest cavity. It's going to cave in shortly. Look at the arrangement of the organs inside.
Oh, okay.
Don't you see?
I do, so what's the problem?
I thought you took biology.
I failed the class.
The arrangement of the organs is slightly skewed. The heart is positioned differently. There's only one lung, centrally located.
One lung, but he's supposed to have two lungs.
Unless he wasn't human.
Wasn't?
Now, do you see what we're dealing with? This may not be an earthly occurrence.
Give me a second to take this all in, Doc.
Of course. And now do you see why I think you should remain?
This is all a bit too much to handle. If you're saying that Mr. Hansen wasn't human, then whoever did this may not be human either. Doctor, you're still a suspect, and where you go, I go.
I really didn't think this was going to be easy. All right, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Sheriff, you hardly said 2 words on the entire ride back to town. Aren't you?
What were you thinking, James? How dare you try such a lame fool stunt as that?
What was I thinking? What about you? You let a killer get away.
A suspect.
Fine, a suspect. Still, since when do you allow suspects to roam free and conduct their own investigations?
I owed it to Daniel. Making such a mess with his brother and all.
That was a mistake.
And stringing up the doctor could have been one too.
All right. Maybe I overreacted slightly. I'll be more cautious next time.
There won't be a next time. You're finished. Hand over your badge and gun.
What?
You heard me. You were deputized to uphold the law. Uphold the law. Not act as its judge and jury.
I made a mistake. I admit it.
It's your last. Give me your badge and gun.
You can have the badge, Sheriff. The gun is mine.
James, look.
Save it. I know what this is really all about. As more and more of those people come from the East, move out here with their more liberal ideas, you need to appease their sensibilities. You don't really care about justice. All you care about is what people think of you.
That's not true and you know it.
The doctor is a killer and I'm going to make sure justice wins out.
James, if I catch you trying anything, I'll have a rope around your neck.
You know something? I believe you, Sheriff. I believe you.
Doctor, I think I've humored you long enough. We've been walking through this forest for about 30 minutes now. Where is this getting us?
Why, right here, Mr. Conway.
How could you forget we put the Tardis?
Police public call box. What is that?
I think it's safer to ask what it isn't.
Huh?
There. It's our transportation, Daniel.
Transportation? Are you telling me you two travel around in that?
Exactly.
All right, Doctor. What is all this? Wait a minute. Are you one of those traveling shysters with his magic cure-all potions?
I beg your pardon? I'll have you know I've never dealt with any magic potions.
What was that?
gunshot.
Come out into the clearing, Doctor, with your hands up. You can't fool me. I saw you trying to slip away from the Hansen farm.
You idiot! We're following the trail of the killer.
Killer's standing right next to you, Danny boy. The next shot's between your eyes, Doctor.
Quick, both of you, into the Tardis!
You want us all to fit in there?
Do it quick.
So do you give up? Hey, where'd they go?
Where are we going this time?
I thought we'd collect from the party we sent to Olaus.
Oh, I remember them. Nice couple.
They made something of their time there. They ruled the entire planet.
Rule the planet? That's quite an accomplishment. Why can't we leave these ones be this time?
They made a deal with us. I have to honor it.
What is it?
It's calling me.
Now? That thing has no sense of timing. Disgusting creature.
We need it, Reimer. Remember that. Look, finish shooting up. I'm going to make contact.
Tell it I said I.
Speak. I was about to time jump to collect on one of our debts.
I trust this will be the one.
I don't know. You know I can't do this too often. You have to be careful not to alert the Time Lords of our activities.
Do not speak to me of the accursed Time Lords. What do I care of them once I am free?
Soon, Krenark. Very soon. I promise.
When I think of the centuries of confinement I have been subjected to because of these inferior beings. When I think of the centuries of life that has passed me by. Gods, this must be the one. I must be free.
A little more patience.
I have been patient. Do not make me regret sparing your life, gods.
I won't. I must go. Reimer's waiting.
What does the Almighty want?
Will you stop that? The Krenark has proven a useful entity in delving into the secrets of time.
But it's only giving us the secrets in drips and drabs. Why doesn't that thing just tell us what we want to know?
It will soon enough. All we have to do is keep feeding it the life essences we are collecting.
I don't know how much longer I can take this. You can logically call this legal and legit, but to me, it's just immoral.
When we have absolute control over time, my friend, you'll see it was all worth it.
I hope so.
Place your face mask on. System check complete.
Life energy containment unit is stable.
Activate time transference unit.
Activated.
Here we go.
Wait a minute! I'll pick you up something moving through the time stream. We've got to a boat.
Too late.
This is amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
I'd be very worried if you did.
Is this anything like that time travel novel by that H.G. Wells?
Who do you think gave him the idea?
Doctor, stop showing off.
On course to the Mintaka space station.
Space station?
We're not only traveling through time, Daniel, we're traveling through space. We've left Earth.
Left Earth? The planet Earth?
That's right.
I didn't realize all this was involved. Look, I don't suppose we
It's
could...
a little too late to turn back now. I did warn you. Besides, you've got to keep an eye on you, right?
But is it safe?
Perfectly. It's a simple course. We're just following the trail the killers left.
The killers really aren't human then.
No. You saw the bodies. No human being could have done something that horrible and total to another human being. At least, not in your time period.
And this space station is in the future?
Yeah, cool, isn't it?
You mean one day man will travel through the stars in machines like this?
Nothing as complex, but yes, they will.
What's that?
I don't know. It's... Uh-oh.
What's that?
Cloister bell.
Sounds very ominous.
It means the Tardis is in danger. They're time jumping again. The corridor's wide and unstable. Chaotic energy pulses and disrupts the time stream.
Doctor!
I'm trying to keep us stable. Hang on. I'm reading a pulse heading this way.
Ah!